Welcome to the Raw Food Health Empowerment Podcast, where we delve into the powerful benefits of a holistic, high raw vegan lifestyle for achieving optimal health, brain function, and overall well-being. I'm your host, Samantha Salmon, certified integrative nutrition coach and brain health licensed trainer. And as the leaves turn and the air gets crisper, we're approaching a time of gratitude and gastronomy. Thanksgiving. And today we're going to explore how to keep the Thanksgiving spirit alive with a raw vegan twist in our episode, Feast Without the Fuss. And so basically, right now I'm actually in the process of putting together a Thanksgiving menu for my clients. These are folks in my 6-month coaching program and my From Fatigue to Fabulous program. If you're interested in getting in on that, you would like one-on-one support, I will have a link below for you to sign up for that coaching opportunity. In the meantime, I do have some free recipes for you in the Healthy Digestion Recipe Book. And I also want to introduce you to a blog I did a long time ago on Thanksgiving meals. So I will make sure to put that in the description below as well. And so this video, I kind of wanted to focus in on like recipes, right? So if you're trying to put together a raw vegan Thanksgiving without the fuss, I have some books other than the recipes that I've been doing as of late and from the past. There are some raw vegan books that I really love and I think would be great resources for you during this time, specifically for this. Okay, so I'm going to highlight some folks who are great partners in the field, who have been on my summits and have amazing books, okay? So first off is Ama Apare. I have talked about her so many times, specifically her book, which I have here on Kindle, and I wanna make sure I get the name 100% right. So 1 second. Of course, Kindle's seizing up on me because technology, right? And now it just won't work all of a sudden. Okay, so Ama's book is called Food for the Soul from Ama's Kitchen. It is not 100% raw, but I would say 90% of the recipes are raw. So just look at it. The only caveat, I guess, is that she does use a good amount of oil in these recipes. You could always eliminate it, but you know, it's Thanksgiving, so maybe some folks, you just want to hang out. It's healthy, but there is oil in there. So just be mindful of that. I would say that's my number one recommendation looking for Thanksgiving meals. My number 2 recommendation would be Daniel McKinnon. So for folks who he was on the Thrive Through Food Summit. Ama was also on the Thrive Through Food Summit that we just had. Daniel McKinnon talked about on the summit, you know, how he got into raw veganism. And I'm looking up now what the name of his book is. He has a lot of like dense, high fat, high protein, raw vegan recipes. So, you know, Thanksgiving time, that's what I'm thinking about, is like the stuff that sticks and weighs you down, you know, to have a good time with people who eat all sorts of stuff, you know. So all his recipes, I think on the summit, he had a link to all his books. And I think on Instagram, his name is Enzyme. I can't remember his Instagram, actually. Hold on let me look up his Instagram. Enzyme.333 is his handle. And he has a ton. He has the Barbecue. He has a Barbecue, the Art of Barbecue book. He has Raw Nation, Living Foods, and then he has the book Raw Friendsgiving, right? So he's making some Thanksgiving stuff, but you could look through all his books. I think there's a good amount of stuff to choose from. So then my third pick is also from the Thrive Through Food Summit, which is Perry, and he has a Barbecue course, which has some really great recipes in there, raw recipes. And I think this is enough to really get you going for a really great Thanksgiving celebration. I would like to add to Lissa, I think this guy is Lissa from Raw Food Romance's husband or boyfriend or something. I'm not sure. His name is Nate Maris. And he used to be on Instagram. So I'm not sure if you can get his book anymore. But his book is really great. It has some great, delicious recipes. And it's called Dude Food. And he's making some really delicious stuff. So I think with this list and these resources, you have enough stuff to put together your Thanksgiving menu and try something new, try something fun with the family. Let me know how you like it, what you tried, what you did, what you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy. I would love for you to join us in the Raw Food Health Empowerment Circle to share some of the items that you're making. Hopefully this is not too loud. I wanted to make sure my plant still got water while I record this. We'll see how the audio sounds comes out. I had to turn the lights off so I wouldn't get backlit, but at least it's getting watered. My basil, everything is growing and looking so lush, and I'm gonna be harvesting some of it soon to make some of these Thanksgiving menu recipes. But just to give you a sneak peek about some of the things that I'm working on for this Thanksgiving menu, and I'll even share some photos and videos of some stuff I've already put together. I have African-inspired salad. The dressing on this came out, oh my gosh, magnifique. It was so good. This Jamaican jerk zucchini rolls with jerk-infused cashew cheese. And I even tried a different thing, which is not going to make it into this menu plan, but I put the zucchini rolls in a nori sheet with slices of cucumber, just because I needed to use up the cashew cheese and move on to the next recipe, and I didn't want to waste any food. And it was so good. I love me a nori roll. What else did I make? I'm going to be making a gołąbki inspired raw vegan Polish dish with cabbage rolls and some cauliflower rice with a tomato sauce. Also guacamole and flaxseed crackers. This is a great idea, I figure, for appetizer. And we have a local farm here in Florida that actually prepares this. So I'm always of the mind that if you have a raw vegan restaurant nearby or somebody making raw vegan stuff that you can purchase and you have the means to purchase, go ahead and purchase. Make life easy for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And support your raw vegan producers and distributors. It's a hard business to be in, and they are sharing health and wellness and vibrancy. So I always like to support, and they save me time, right? And this one, local, they use all organic ingredients, so it's really great. So their guacamole, oh my gosh, the best guacamole I've ever had, ever. And then they have these flaxseed crackers that they put together. So I think this is a brilliant appetizer. The main courses I haven't made yet, but this is some of the ideas that I have. An African-inspired nut loaf using walnuts and some herbs. I'm gonna work on that. A Jamaican Rasta pasta salad. I've really gotten into using heart of palm. So that's what I'm gonna use for these instead of zucchini or cucumber. And then my mother-in-law, she's gonna be making Polish beet soup, borscht style, raw vegan. And then I'm gonna do an American style stuffed bell peppers with a pate inside with walnuts and sun-dried tomatoes. For the side dishes, I got me some plantains. I plan to dehydrate the plantains. My mom, she usually makes plantains these days, these past, couple years or so, in her air fryer. She would do that. I'm gonna try to make these plantain chips or plantain slices, because normally when we make it at home, you have fried plantain, it's a little thicker than you would get chips in the store, like the Trader Joe's plantain chips. It's a little thicker. So what I'm gonna try to do with this side dish, so I'm just giving you some behind the scenes, especially since it's not ready, it's a work in progress, is cut it the same size as the plantain, but put it in the dehydrator and see what it does, see how that manifests. And I know it's a starch or whatever, but it's Thanksgiving, okay? It's Thanksgiving and we love plantain. So let's see. And I'm going to have a really simple seasoning on it. And I think it's going to be delicious. Because the great thing about plantain is like it's already there. Like you add salt, you add a little bit of whatever. Because it already has the sweet and the great texture. I'm really into texture. Which is why I play around with, these different things. And like, we have the flavor. The flavor is there with raw foods all the time. Like you can get the flavor. That's not hard. But texture, right, is super important for some people. Sometimes a lot of the raw vegan meals can be really watery and like soft. And I'm okay with that sometimes, but I find that I really prefer crunch, So like things like the nori roll, I love. That's probably why I love kale so much. But I'm really into like when I made that jerk cashew cheese and I put it on just cucumber, like just regular plain old, like the Persian cucumbers, it's just small hand size. And eating that, it was so good, so refreshing, so filling, and it had that crunch and texture that I love so much. So I'm also going to be making, I had an idea for a Jamaican coconut slaw, but I don't do too good with the coconut. With coconut milk in particular, which I like it. Like I have this drink that I consume by Harmless Harvest. But yeah, like coconut milk in dishes, my digestive system typically doesn't like. But usually that's cooked. So I'm not sure how it's going to respond to the raw. But we'll see if I even end up making that. But that's one of the ideas I had. Then a Polish sauerkraut salad, which I plan to put together. I haven't worked on it yet, but I just have an idea. Using caraway seeds, which is a Polish seasoning. It's similar to our cumin. I guess it's a type of cumin. It's a spice I had never even heard of before. But I'm gonna be, playing around with that and making a light dressing for that salad. So we have a lot of different cultures in my family. So when I think about Thanksgiving and what it's historically meant for me, Thanksgiving has always meant like a time for the family to get together and connect because we are not connected the rest of the year. And, back in the day growing up, it was really Jamaican folks. So we had a lot of Jamaican stuff, but we lived in America and we also invited friends who, most of them were Caribbean, but we would maybe have one or two or three people who were American. And so we would have, of course, American cuisine there. My mom would love to do like a ham with the pineapple on it, which to me is very American. Putting fruit on meat like that, just like, I always thought that was crazy, but she was into it. So, and I think she's been in this country since she was 19, from my recollection. So she's been here quite a while. So we've always had like that Caribbean American mix at the Thanksgiving table. But now in the family, we have Nigerian, Polish, and so I want to incorporate that. I have folks in my community who are of Mexican descent. I want to incorporate that because a lot of folks have a lot of different raw vegan meals out there, and I just want to play around with some multicultural dishes that could work for my family, also work for my community, and offer something in the raw food world that maybe some folks haven't looked at before. I think some of these spices are really even fun to like learn about too, like caraway seeds. I had no idea. Apparently we used it at Ertiling Cafe. I don't remember. My husband created that menu, so I had no idea, but it's one of those staple Polish spices. What else? I think I'm going to, for the desserts, there's going to be an African date and nut balls thing that I plan to make with cacao powder, so a nice dessert. Jamaican pineapple and mango sorbet. I already got my frozen mango. I wasn't able to get pineapple, so we'll see by the time I get to this if I'm able to get some frozen pineapple, because I want it to be organic. I need it to be organic. I'm not willing to not get it organic for these foods because I'm not just making them for pictures. I actually plan to eat them, and these will also be on the Thanksgiving table for my family, so I need to be able to get organic. So if I can't, I may have to switch up that dish a little bit. What else we got here? I was going to make some kind of Polish cake. I'm still working out what that's going to be for the dessert. An American pecan pie bar, which, because I love me some pecans. I really do. Really love me some pecans, especially in a dessert. So we're going to work on that. I was looking for the GTS. GTS, I remember at one point they had a hibiscus kombucha, which is, something that Africans enjoy, but also Jamaicans enjoy hibiscus as well. We call it sorrel. And around this time of year, Christmas times and Thanksgiving time too, just this winter season, we, drink sorrel. Sometimes they would add alcohol to it, but of course we're not going to do this. When we had the store, Ertilling Cafe, we made a raw vegan sorrel that was really, really delicious. But I was just thinking to kind of shortcut and save myself time for Thanksgiving to get just the GTS hibiscus kombucha. But I haven't been seeing it lately, so I'm not sure if there wasn't enough demand for it or what it is, but we'll see if that makes it to the table. Another drink item, Jamaican ginger beer, which I plan to make just by juicing ginger, lime, using some date syrup, and I'll probably put some ice cubes in it just to make it nice and festive. I'm really excited about that. In Polish cuisine, they have this thing called kompot. Which is like a fruit compote, right, where they cook it. But I'm going to do, instead of that, it's going to be inspired by that with just fruit-infused water, which I think all of these things, as I'm picturing it on the table, I just think it'll be a really nice, beautiful setting. I just hope I have time to put all the stuff together. Honestly, that morning is going to be crazy. But I know typically, historically, when I remember when I was a child, Thanksgiving time, the amount of cooking, the cooking actually started from like the day or 2 days prior, right? Because things have to sit and marinate. And there was just so many pots, which is why we had to have 2 kitchens, like 2 full kitchens, right? We didn't even have enough storage with the 2 refrigerators, When you have that size family and all these people coming over and doing that kind of, cooking, even that wasn't enough. So, but now we're just trying to raw veganize it so we can have fun, we can overeat if we want to, and we won't wake up with a hangover. We can still go to bed and have healthy digestion. That's the goal. And then to top it all off, an American herbal tea collection. I didn't mention any of the Mexican dishes I plan to include in here, which is what I plan to do. A lot of the African ones I said are African inspired, which is very broad. I want to make some Nigerian focus inspired ones. And so I'm excited about that. And just, getting in the kitchen and playing around. So yes, join us in the Raw Food Health Empowerment Circle. Let me know what you're making for Thanksgiving and share in the group. All right. Enjoy and happy holidays, guys. Happy holidays.